Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Now that barrel has officially dissipated and has brought very heavy rain and flooding to parts of northern New England, upstate New York. Now, the newest forecast from Tropical Storm Risk and Colorado State University have come out over the last few days. And I just want to go over them quickly because and this will be a shorter video just going over these two new forecasts because they have upped their forecasts to have a potentially even busier season for the rest of the season than they thought initially. The previous tropical storm risk forecast back at the very end of May, right before hurricane season started, called for 24 named storms, 12 hurricanes, and 6 major hurricanes. Their new forecast that came out on July 5th, just like 6 days ago, is now calling for 26 named storms, 13 hurricanes, and 6 major hurricanes. So they're thinking we might get maybe 1 or 2 more named storms, an extra hurricane, but kept the major hurricane count the same at 6. Now, Colorado State University is somewhat on a similar note. Their previous forecast back on June 11th, actually exactly a month ago from today, they called for 23 named storms, 11 hurricanes, 5 majors. Now, on July 9th, when they released their newest forecast just a couple days ago, they're calling for 25 named storms, 12 hurricanes, and 6 major hurricanes. So they're also thinking we could see a little bit more activity for the rest of the season with 1 or 2 more named storms, an extra hurricane, and kept the major hurricane count, up to major hurricane count by 1 up to 6 from 5. So let's actually scroll down here because it does go a little bit more in depth here. So we can see mid-season forecasts. They start out by saying on June 11th, Colorado State University updated their predictions, continuing to call for an extremely active season with 23 tropical storms, 11 hurricanes, and 5 major hurricanes, and an ACE of 210 units. On June 23rd, University of Arizona updated their predictions with 23 named storms, 10 hurricanes, 5 major hurricanes, and an ACE of 231 units. Tropical Storm Risk updated their predictions on July 5th with 26 tropical storms, 13 hurricanes, and 6 major hurricanes with an ACE index of 240 units. And then on July 9th, Colorado State University updated their predictions, anticipating an even more active season with 25 tropical storms, 12 hurricanes, 6 major hurricanes, and an ACE index of 230 units. Now, the biggest thing I really want you guys to hone in on, especially with these new updated forecasts from Colorado State University and Tropical Storm Risk, and even the University of Arizona with their forecast back on June 23rd, with their most recent forecast, is the total ACE index by the end of the season. All 3 of them are forecasting. They're forecasting upwards, possibly up towards 230 or above units, which would put us near the total ACE amounts that the 2017 Atlantic hurricane season ended up with. So a very, very active, potentially hyperactive season that would end up falling under if we do end up getting that high amount of ACE by the end of the season. Now, ACE stands for Accumulated Cyclone Energy, which takes into account how strong a tropical cyclone is, as well accounting for how long it lasts. So with Alberto and Chris, they were very short-lasting, like one-day tropical systems. Now, they were named, so they did contribute to the ACE index a little bit, but they both combined for only like 1 unit. Now, Beryl was the big one, getting to a Category 5 status and staying at major hurricane status for a long time, contributing the most to the total of 36.1 units that we have currently as of today on July 11th. So we definitely, as we get towards next month into August and peak of the season, August, September, and towards even the end of the season, October and November, we'll likely see activity really ramp up for a peak end of the season. And with that, we could see a lot more hurricanes, major hurricanes, long-lived tropical cyclones that will likely contribute to a much higher end type of ACE unit by the end of the season that could put us in the talks of the 2017 season, maybe just behind like the 2005-1933 seasons, which had at least 250 total units of ACE, which was just absurd because of how active and how many major hurricanes and long-lasting major hurricanes those seasons had. So we'll just have to see, but as of right now, we are still on track to see a very, very active, potentially hyperactive Atlantic hurricane season going through the rest of the season into the peak of the season and then the next 2 months, August, September, and through the rest of the season towards the end of the season, including October and November. So As of right now, we've already had one major hurricane, one Category 5 hurricane in Beryl that lasted nearly a couple weeks. So we'll probably should be expecting more of that type of a system as we get through the rest of the hurricane season, with more and more of these names potentially becoming those types of systems, getting maybe more Category 5 hurricanes. We'll see. Definitely more major hurricanes at the very least, and definitely a bunch more hurricanes and named storms. So honestly, by the end of the season, I would not be shocked if our total numbers ended up being around or higher than or like, I would not be surprised, I will say, since like 2020 was we obviously exhausted the list that season. First time since 2005, we went to the Greek alphabet naming list, which we had to use for the first time since 2005. We had to retire the Greek alphabet naming list after that season, and just combined with how destructive a bunch of those Greek letter name storms were, and just how kind of impractical for the public they became. So the World Meteorological Organization put in a new set of 21 extra named storms to for an auxiliary list. So I would not be surprised, obviously, if for this season we get and start using some of those names as we get towards the end of the season, because I would not be shocked with all of the forecasts that have come out thus far that we would at least use 2, 3, 4 of those names as we get towards the end of the season. So definitely thinking like we'll probably end the season with a total of at least 22, 23 named storms, probably at least 10 to 12 hurricanes, and probably anywhere from 4 to 7 major hurricanes in the end. Honestly, probably the higher end, probably will get closer to the 7 major hurricanes, since we've already had a major hurricane at this point and we're not even at peak season. So hopefully you guys found this video informative, helpful, interesting, because this hurricane season really does look like it could definitely live up to the billing with how active all of these organizations have forecasted the season to be since even before the season started through now. So hopefully you found this video informative, helpful, interesting. Comment down below how active, how many named storms, hurricanes, major hurricanes do you think we'll end the season with. Like the video and subscribe for future content like this, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.